My bike is a potential really bad crash waiting to happen, and I want to bring you along to show you how I'm going to fix it, resolve it, how I found out about it, and just to warn you. So basically, if you've ever had a loose headset, you need to check this because it's pretty scary. I don't think many cyclists know about it, and so I just wanted to share this message with you. So okay, let's go in. I'm outside Trek in Manchester.
Oh, it's not a particularly bad one, to be fair. So it's the middle bit. It's the ring. So this is where the bearing sits. So it's that, you see. When you have the play and you feel that juddering.
Yeah, that's just rocking around.
It's doing this, and then you think rotation in it. So that and there's an up because of the angle, so it's up and down. So yeah. So basically, because the fork is moving within the bearing. It does that.
And you can definitely.
And then when you get that juddering when you're braking, you basically get doing that, so it's almost like a bit of a saw.
When I was in Gran Canaria, I spent 3 lovely long weeks there, and as many nice, lovely, smooth roads as there are equally so many uneven, rocky, gravelly roads that just kind of throw you all around. So I was riding obviously for 3 weeks, and I think my headset just became loose, and I actually noticed it kind of part way through one of the rides. And I was like, oh, I'll just sort it out when I get home. And I shouldn't have done. I should have tightened it there and then, but I was just like, it'll be fine. So when I got back, my friend Greg was just like, oh, you should probably check your fork. And I probably wouldn't have done, but he was like, no, ring of death. You need to check it. So basically ring of death is, and the markings can happen on your carbon fork. And this is not specific to this bike, or this brand, it can happen to any carbon fork. So basically the split ring, if it's not tight to the actual fork, because it's obviously a loose headset, it's just going to rattle around, and that rattling around is just going to cause wear on the actual carbon. It's just basically slowly wearing it away, and that is exactly what happened to mine. You can see the markings of it where the carbon's just been worn down. And so why is this dangerous? Because it's carbon, and if something's wearing away at this carbon fork, potentially it's going to break, and you don't want that mid-ride. If you're going at any speed and your bars just drop from underneath you, which is what can happen, that is not something that I ever want to experience, and so I was just being extra cautious, and this is why I'm sharing it with you, because it's really easy just to drop your fork out and have a look to see if there's any kind of markings or damage to that fork. That, can you see that little bit there? That is the ring. That's what you don't want. If you do drop the fork out and you see that it's happened and there's the ring of death there, I guess it depends how bad it is to what you do. So if it's been like very lightly marked like mine, because I'd literally only done maybe 1 ride with the loose headset, so it's not going to have caused that much damage, you can potentially just put helicopter tape around it to prevent it getting any worse. But for me, I was like, if there's any mark, the fork that I got it's a Winspace, it's for the SLC2. It was £100, and I was like, do you know what? I'm just gonna buy a new fork. For me, it's not worth the risk. I don't want to risk that, so I just got a new fork. And then if you see that yours is really bad, then obviously you definitely need a new fork, and just be grateful that you've been able to find it before having a crash. To know when your headset, if there's play, like how do you...
See how this will turn?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. So usually you would like hold the brake and rock it.
Yeah.
But that, you might feel like the movement in the tyre, or if you've got disc brakes, there's like a little bit of movement in the pad. Okay. So you might mistake that and then over tighten it. So my preferred way of checking it is just seeing, like holding the spaces here. Basically, the way you would do it is with your stem bolts loose, just turn this until you feel that biting point, and then what I call a little bloop, so just a little bit.
Perfect.
More, and then they won't turn. I'm not trying, like I could turn it if I grabbed it and like really tried, but it's, it's not gonna, so just nip it up. And then I'll always check it on the floor, but that won't have play in it.
Perfect, thank you.
And then you check, if it's too tight, there'll be heavy steering.
I've done it before, it's tight and you can't actually twist it round.
But a lot of people won't undo these, so they're then just tightening that down onto nothing. So you have to undo the stem bolts first to pull the fork up.
Riding home before the rain starts. Thank you so much for watching. My only tip for you today is just go and check your fork. Just go and do it. It could save you from crashing your bike.